Welcome to House Edge. Before we start the episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. And check us out on Twitter, TikTok, and Discord at House Edge Bet. Links down below. Enjoy the show.
What's going on, House Edge? Welcome back to another episode of college football and NFL. We are on weeks 7 and 6 respectively. Last week for us, we went very so-and-so, pretty much even, which is negative in the betting world, so just slightly negative. So took a very small unit hit last week, hoping to get it back this week. We have a common play in college. I'm going to be taking Oklahoma plus 1.5. Rob is going to be going Oklahoma money line minus 104 against Texas. I've given up on Texas. I've given up on that whole experiment, just like I've given up on the Penn State experiment. Oklahoma is also a pretty good team. I think John Mateer has a good chance of playing. Even if he doesn't have a chance of playing, I think Oklahoma can beat them. I mean, Florida was not a very good team, and they beat Texas outright. I'm also going to be taking Missouri plus 3.5 against Bama. I think this is going to be the Bo show. Bo's going to come. Bo should have been the quarterback that Penn State kept over Drew. He's clearly not ready for anything ever. Bama, they had a pretty good showing last week. The last couple of weeks, they're definitely one of the top teams in the SEC, but I think Missouri's up there as well, and plus 3.5 in Missouri. I'll take the points there. I'm also going to be taking Texas Tech 13.5 point favorites over Kansas. Rob, you've convinced me. I bought into the Texas Tech hype. This is the best team in the Big 12. Definitely. I'm convinced. Kansas is going to get the brakes blown off by them. This is seriously a title contending team. I think they not a title contending team, but they're a playoff team for sure. And then for the rest of Rob's picks, he's going to be taking the other side of the Bama-Missouri game. He's going to be taking Bama 3.5 point favorites over Missouri. Best of luck. I think you're wrong. He's also going to be taking Ohio State 14.5 point favorites over Illinois. The number was just a little bit too high for me, even though Illinois did get absolutely destroyed by Indiana, and Ohio State is on another level than Indiana. But 14.5, just a little bit too much for me, even though I think they'll be able to cover it. Michigan money line over USC is his third pick. This one, I mean, I would take USC outright. Game's going to be in Southern California. Clearly, Penn State showed that flying out to California is something these college teams are not used to, and they get affected by it. I'd take USC over Michigan, but best of luck to Robin, his pick, plus 112 there. And on to our parlays. We have two common plays on our parlays: Florida State over Pittsburgh and Oregon over Indiana money line. I'm also going to be supplementing that with Nebraska over Maryland, Tennessee over Arkansas, and Texas A&M over Florida to get me to plus 285. Yeah, simple, easy, do your job games. Rob's going to be adding Texas Tech money line over Kansas and Georgia money line over Auburn. I agree with both of those. That'll get him to plus 212. And that rounds out the college picks. Moving on to the NFL. Joe Flacco to the Bengals. Huge. Absolutely huge. I'm excited. We have three common plays in our NFL picks. We're both taking the Patriots 3.5 point favorites over the Saints. I don't think the Patriots game against the Bills was a fluke. This is actually a decent team. I think they're also a playoff team. They're going to get in on the wild card behind the Bills. The Saints, they had a fluke game against the Giants, or the Giants are just showing just how incredibly poorly run that organization is. Either way, Patriots over the Saints 3.5. I'm going to be taking the Seahawks plus 1.5 over or against the Jaguars, and Rob's going to be taking Seahawks money line plus 100. I'll take the extra point, but I do think they can win outright. I would go with the money line as well if you want to go that way. The Seahawks have been a surprise this year. They played the Bucks very close last week, and I think they're going to continue to make the NFC West look good. And lastly, I'm taking the Lions plus 2.5 against the Chiefs. Rob's taking the Lions money line plus 118. The Lions might be the best team in football. I like my NFC champion pick. The Chiefs, they do not look good. I mean, I'm just going to put it that way. The Jaguars are not that good of a team. They lost to the Bengals, let's be real here. And the Chiefs lost to the Jaguars. I think the Lions are going to win this game outright. I just don't understand this. I'm also going back to the well. Bengals plus 14.5 against the Packers. We played the Lions pretty much this close, and I think they're a similar caliber team. It's got to be better with Flacco, too. It's got to be better. Jake Browning is so incredibly bad. Flacco's got to be better. I'm also going to be taking the Bills 4.5-point favorites over the Falcons. I don't know if I believe in the Falcons. They got the rest. Maybe they can turn things around, but the Bills will be looking for revenge after losing a tough one to the Patriots. 4.5 points. I think they're going to blow that out of the water. James Cook, 2 touchdowns. For the rest of Rob's picks, he's got 2 more. Taking the Chargers 4-point favorites over the Dolphins. I agree with this one as well. That's a good pick. And the Cowboys 3.5-point favorites over the Panthers. Panthers have been kind of surprising the last couple weeks. I think the Cowboys are a little bit too good for them, though. I agree with that pick as well. And for our parlays, we have 2 completely different money line 4-leg parlays. I'm taking the Broncos over the Jets, Steelers over the Browns, Chargers over the Dolphins, and the Rams over the Ravens. The Ravens, what a disappointment. That gets me to plus 217, while Rob's taking the Bills over the Falcons. Agree with that. Bucks over the 49ers. Agree with that. Colts over the Cardinals. He's finally on the Colts train. And the Eagles over the Giants. I agree with all of those. I'll probably punch in that same ticket as well. Plus 308. Just hit one of them and you're profitable. And that rounds out our picks for this week's episode. Rob should be back next week from his Brazil honeymoon. Good luck on your bets. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next week.